Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namane.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vastata Desatarine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vastata Desatarine.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Narasimhadev, Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Narasimhadev.
Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Narasimhadev, Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Narasimhadev.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Makakaroti Vachalam, Mangalangai Degam, Yad Kipatam Hanmande, Sigo Nidayam, Paramanam Malam, Sri Chaitanyeshwaram, Hariom Tatsat.
Putran viprati kulan swan pitarah putravatsalah upalabhante sikshartham naivagham aparo yatha. Translation: A father and mother are always affectionate to their children. When the children are disobedient, the parents chastise them, not due to enmity, but only for the child's instruction and welfare. How did Hiranyakashipu, the father of Prahlad Maharaj, chastise such a noble son? This is what I am eager to know. Maharaj Yudhishthira further inquired, how was it possible for a father to be so violent towards an exalted son who was obedient, well-behaved, and respectful to his father? O Brahmana, O Master, I have never heard of such a contradiction as an affectionate father's punishing his noble son with the intention of killing him. Kindly dissipate our doubts in this regard. Purport: in the history of human society, an affectionate father is rarely found to chastise a noble and devoted son. Therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthira wanted Narada Muni to dissipate his doubt. Shri Narada Vacha Paurohityaya Bhagavan Vrataha Kavyah Kilasuraihi Shraddha Markau Sutau Tasya Daityaraja Grihantike. Translation: The great saint Narada Muni said the demons headed by Hiranyakashipu accepted Shukracharya as their priest for ritualistic ceremonies. Sukracharya's two sons, Shanda and Amarka, lived near Hiranyakashipu's palace. Purport: the beginning of the life story of Prahlad is recounted as follows. Shukracharya became the priest of the atheists, especially Hiranyakashipu, and thus his two sons, Shanda and Amarka, resided near Hiranyakashipu's residence. Shukracharya should not have become the priest of Hiranyakashipu because Hiranyakashipu and his followers were all atheists. A Brahmana should become the priest of a person interested in the advancement of spiritual culture. The very name Shukracharya, however, indicates a person interested in obtaining benefits for his sons and descendants, regardless of how the money comes. A real Brahmana would not become a priest for atheistic men. Taurajna prapitam balam prahaladam nayakovidam patayam asatuhu patyan anyams chashurabalakan. Translation: Prahlad Maharaj was already educated in devotional life, but when his father sent him to those two sons of Shukracharya to be educated, they accepted him at their school along with the other sons of the Asuras. Yet tatra guruna proktam sushukshave anupapatacha nasadu manasa mene swaparasat grahashrayam. Translation: Prahlad certainly heard and recited the topics of politics and economics taught by the teachers, but he understood that political philosophy involves considering someone a friend and someone else an enemy, and thus he did not like it. Purport: politics involves accepting one group of men as enemies and another group as friends. Everything in politics is based on this philosophy, and the entire world, especially at the present, is engrossed in it. The public is concerned with friendly countries and friendly groups, or enemy countries and enemy groups. But as stated in Bhagavad Gita, a learned person does not make distinctions between enemies and friends. Devotees especially do not create friends and enemies. A devotee sees that every living being is part and parcel of Krishna. Mama ivamsha jiva loke jiva bhutaha. Therefore, a devotee treats friends and enemies equally by trying to educate them both in Krishna consciousness. Of course, atheistic men do not follow the instructions of pure devotees, but instead consider a devotee their enemy. A devotee, however, never creates a situation of friendship and enmities. Although Prahlad Maharaj was obliged to hear the instructions of Shanda and Amarka, he did not like the philosophy of friends and enemies, which forms the basis of politics. He was not interested in this philosophy.
Om Tat Sat.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. So, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he ends the previous chapter by inquiring from Narada Muni, how is it that Hiranyakashipu chastised his old son, and how is it that even though he wanted to kill him, I see that in this world there's child abuse, but the abuse that Hiranyakashipu tried to commit on his son is unparalleled. He tried in so many ways how to kill his son, but that comes later. Now, Prahlad was sent to the school of the sons of Shukracharya, Amarga and
Shanda and Amarka.
Sandai and Amarga. So, and there he joined the school. But he didn't like the philosophy of politics, which meant that you should have friends and enemies. A devotee, he doesn't see anyone as an enemy. Ajata Satru. Yudhishthira also was Ajata Satru. He didn't see anyone as his enemy. Rather, the devotee wants to be the well-wisher for all the entities, for everyone. And the devotee is very much concerned that everyone should be Krishna conscious. Can you hear me? If you hear me, say Hari Bol.
Yeah. I can hear you.
So, devotee, like Prabhupada said, that there are different departments in the government. There's the, for instance, the Home Department and the Police Department. So they arrest the criminals. There's also the Welfare Department, and they distribute the welfare. So we're like in the Welfare Department. We give out the mercy of the Lord freely to everyone. So we're not the police. There's other people like Yama Raj and Yama Dudas. They do that service. But we are to give out the mercy, so we don't have anyone as our enemy. Now some people, like Hiranyakashipu, they think that devotees are their enemies, but actually the devotee doesn't will bad on anyone. He would like to see everyone take up Krishna consciousness. So that's also what Prahlad, he told his brother, when his brother asked, what's the thing you learned best in school? And he told him something Krishna conscious. I won't reveal now because you'll have that later. But Prahlad, he had heard the teachings of Krishna consciousness from Narada in the womb of his mother. So he was born with spiritual knowledge. He called it Janma Siddha. He was transcendental from his very birth. So, like that, he went to also achieve. Some of you are Janma Siddha. They are perfect from birth. Some are Sadhana Siddha. They are perfect by practicing Krishna consciousness and the sadhana bhakti. And some are Kripa Siddha. They get the mercy just by the Guru or Vaishnavas. So Narad said that while he was just a small boy, his father, who was somehow a widow or something, was raising Prahlad, or rather Narad. At that time, Narad got the opportunity to hear from the Bhakti Vedantas, from Greek souls who are Vaishnavas. And he heard, and he also took the prasad. And then his mother got bit by a snake, and she passed away. So then Narad, he began to wander around the different places and chanting always Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And like this, he spent his life in Krishna consciousness. All of a sudden, one time, like being struck by lightning, he looked down and saw his dead body, and he was in a spiritual form. He was not running, and he has you can say Siddha Deha. So now some people, they get the mercy by mercy, or they get their cities by mercy. So the question is, maybe another got by mercy. One devotee, Prabhupada was giving a class at Coimbatore, and he said that, by rendering devotional service, you have already passed over various kinds of spiritual processes. So this is once you reach Krishna consciousness, you do not have to do anything else. So one devotee raised his hand. He said, I was not a very pious person. Rather, I had done so many sinful activities. But how did I got to be a devotee? And Prabhupada replied, I have made your good fortune for you. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada ki. So Prabhupada was giving out a Kripa city, and he gave out this mercy to people who otherwise were not qualified. Some people do the sadhana, and they are gradually elevated to the perfectional states. Some people, they are born Krishna conscious. Like Prabhupada, when he was 6 years old, he had small deities of Radha and Krishna. He also did a Rath Yatra. So as a child, his play was to be Krishna conscious. His play was to engage in the Krishna service. So we call that a Fidori or a Janmasita. His Krishna conscious from his childhood, from birth. So either Janmasita, Kripa-sita, or Sadhana-sita. Once you get sita, once you get perfection, it doesn't really matter how you got it, because you are cheap. It's like once you have $1 million, if you got the legal means, it doesn't matter whether you earned it or whether someone gave it to you. You're a millionaire. As they said, Holiness, crorepati. So we want to make all of you crorepatis of the holy name. If you chant 16 rounds a day, that equals 10 million per year. Or that means 1 crore. So you can all be a crorepati of the holy names by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So calm down, crorepati. Pull like
कौन बनेगा करोड़पति?
in the holy names. We were staying at some house. That family was multi-crores. They have invested about 60 crores in one practice. So there's about a lot of money. But chanting holy names, that is the real benefit of the Kali Yuga. Because all the factories, all the crores, all material money, we cannot take it with us. But we take with us the chanting of Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So, why Prahlad, who was a noble son, he was faultless why he was persecuted by his father. That is being told systematically by Narada. So we're now at the school of the demons.
Shanta
Sanda and
Amarka.
Amarka. So stay tuned. We'll have more details later. Now, we have this time to answer your questions. And some devotees, they took advantage to aspire, and they are getting the mercy. Some devotees, today we have Avena Krishna. She is a daughter of one of our disciples in avatar dress. So I'd like you all to please give her a blessing. Haribo.
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 It's Avena's birthday today. Again, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram.
Hare
Hare Ram.
Hare
Ram Ram. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranams. What would be our spiritual advancement when we live in holy places like Mayapur, Vrindavan, etc., compared to that of any other place? Pranams. Your aspiring disciple, Shweta Hari.
Say that here.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, say that. Nice question. Well, Prabhupada said that in the Dham of Vrindavan or Dham of Navadip, you get 1,000 times the benefit. 1,000 times. Some people say that in Pragjotiswar, which modern Guwahati, you get 4 times. Or you can achieve the city of mantras in 1/4 of the time. There are some holy rivers. If you chant by the holy river, you get sometimes twice the benefit. If you chant at the confluence of 2 rivers, you get 10 times. But if it's a very holy river, you get 100 times. If it's the Ganges, you get 100,000. If it's in front of the Tulsi plant, you get 10 million times. And if you chant in front of the deity, it's unlimited. So, even though you're here, you're ready to go to our Jagannath Baladev, Sudhadra, Nitai Gaura, Sudarshan Chakra, Prahlad Narasimha Temple. There, if you chant to the deities, you'll get unlimited times. But in the Holy Dham, everywhere, you get 1,000 times. So, of course, in this month, it's called the month of Vaishak, and one gets 100 times. And Ekadasi, you get 100 times. And month of Damodar or Kartik, you get also 100 times. So you can also get, I wrote to Prabhupada, how should we observe the Kartik month? He said, well, you are a regular customer. So you benefit all the holy days, all the holy months, because every month, every day you do your japa, you do your kirtan. But this is especially to attract the new customers. So Krishna gives some 100 times benefit. So on the month of Damodar or Kartik, just offering a lamp to Lord Damodar and your soda, one gets a lot of mercy. So you invite everyone to especially in that month of be a vegetarian. Also in this month, be a vegetarian. Also altar a lamp or altar any service you altar, you get 100 times the benefit. So you can also do dancing for the deities. You can also offer flowers, fruits, mangoes.
Jai.
One girl, she brought mangoes to offer to Prahlad, Nrsimha, and Mayapur. But she thought, these are ordinary mangoes. I won't offer, right?
Wow.
And then that night, Lord came in a dream. Where are my mangoes? Where are my mangoes? I want my mangoes. So she came the next day. Please give the Lord the mango. So, like that, Krishna, one of his names is Bhava Grahi Janardana. He is pleased by our altar. You know, like one time he appeared in the deity room. At that time, the Rajari was so excited. Oh, Krishna has come. He peeled the banana and gave Krishna the peel instead of the banana, and Krishna eating the peel. And, I gave you the peel. He said, your enthusiasm to serve is what give me happiness, not the banana or the peel. So we can also achieve Krishna's mercy if we take advantage of all these holy situations. I think in your house, there's no reason why you can't have a tulsi plant, and also offer a circumambulation, also some arti every day, or at least every week. Vinay Tasi Doi, Priyai Kesavashata, Vishnu Bhakti Devi, Satyavtai Namo Namaha. Jai Maharani Tulsi Devi ki.
Jai. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. How does a devotee knows that he is getting the taste of the holy name, Nama Ruchi? Your servant, Mohana Murali Dharadas. KL. Kero.
Mohana Muralidhar
KL
Das.
is Kolanam.
How do you know you have the taste? Like, how do you know you've eaten? How do you know you've eaten? What a question. If you've eaten prasad, your hunger is satisfied. So if you have a taste of chanting, and right the ending, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Then you'll feel very much satisfied with chanting. Arupa Snam, they're saying how much bliss there is in the two syllables, Krishna. Just by saying these two syllables, one gets unlimited happiness. So if you have the taste, you know it. A secret, I'd say to a little chutney on the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's not the process.
10 processes. 9.
Some people might say, I want to taste reading Bhagavatam. So it's put a little chutney there. You see, the great devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they got a taste by reading the Bhagavatam. So you try to invoke them. Before we read, we offer our obeisances. We offer our obeisances to Guru, to Krishna, to Lord Chaitanya, and we chant, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
You see, the great souls, of pure devotees, they would get a taste from reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you read regularly, Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya, there are two kinds of Bhagavats, the person Bhagavat and the book Bhagavat. So if you observe them, gradually you also get purified, you'll get a taste.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Is it possible for a person to change his nature? Can you please enlighten us? Your servant, Rasika Gauradas.
To some extent, the nature can be changed. To some extent, it may not. Like Arjuna, he was a fighter. That nature was not changed, but his nature to be attached to his family members, he changed that to do everything as a service for Lord Krishna. So we can also change our material nature to a spiritual one. But certain things may be the same. Like, I say someone's a businessman. It doesn't mean that they'll stop to be a business person. But they may be a cheater so that they become honest businessmen. Like this. His vices or his negative qualities, they get purified. But some of the aspects of the person, they're not changed because that's part of their birth nature. So the negative things are changed, but the good things stay the same.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please,
Hare Krishna.
please accept my humble obeisances. Guru Maharaj, kindly explain what exactly meaning of taking shelter of holy name, Gopadi Govinda Das.
In our daily activities, we can also take shelter of the one of the 9 processes of devotional service. And so one of those is also to hear and chant the holy names. So in this age of Kali, we should also try to include chanting Hare Krishna in all our daily activities. And by doing this, we take the shelter of the holy name. So every day, I was one time chanting in the Calcutta airport. At that time, one of the sister Teresa nuns was watching, and then she came up And she said, "You have a chicken in that bag?"
You're a chicken in the bag.
Because I was saying the other, so she said,
The back shape is.
So the devotees all the time, if there's a stand moment, they also spend the time to chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So every activity we do, everything we want to do, we also take shelter of the name. So I told some students that they could freeze up. So, but the third part was, if that happens, they should take shelter of Krishna. They should pray to Krishna or chant, and then by Krishna's mercy, they'll be unfrozen. But they know the exit policy. How to exit? By taking shelter of Krishna. So some devotees take shelter of Krishna, and some take shelter of his holy name. It's like Prahlad, he was always chanting Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So that was his great good quality.
Jai.
Some of the people have spiritual bodies like Krishna or Radha. Others may have a material body and also spiritual body. So it said, well, the husband saw, the parents saw that their daughter's body was there in the bed, but spiritually they left and went with Krishna. So, and this way, simultaneously, they were with Krishna, but they thought, oh, our daughter's here, our daughter-in-law, or she's here. So they didn't feel any anxiety. Like this, Krishna's, his relationship with the gopis is purely transcendental. So you can say that the devotees have spiritualized bodies, but not, they don't have their body. If they want, they can also show some external body and leave their internal body. So, some are joining Christian pastimes for a new time, for the first time, and some are there from the spiritual world. So those that come from the spiritual world, they have spiritual bodies. And those who are there, they have material bodies with, but they can go in there, leave their material, they go in their spiritual. And those who have spiritual bodies, if they want, they can also leave some external form.
How to come out of nature of enviousness? Your servant, Prerna.
If someone is has something we don't have, sometimes we feel envious. But if you know that this feeling of envious is the original sin, that's why we come here in the first place. All other vices can be dovetailed in Krishna service, except envy. So, Hiranyakashipu, he envied his son, but we don't want to envy anyone. So, if they are more good qualities or more good possessions, all glory to them. If they have more devotional service, we want to serve them and also get their blessing. If they're eager, we want to associate, and if they are friends, if they are leisure, then we like to bring them up. So you don't have any despite or any envy to anyone. And so Prahlad showed all these symptoms. He didn't envy anyone. So he didn't have no envy. But the whole realm of politics is enemy friend, enemy friend. So in this way, you envy your enemy and you make alliance with your friends. But as a devotee, we don't wish the downfall of anyone. So how to get free? Well, if you associate with free devotees who are free from this quality of enviousness, then you can also achieve that. Like the answer to the question is already given in the question.
Yes.
By engaging in the practical devotional service, you automatically fulfill the highest purpose of the scripture. Actually, some of the scriptures tell us things that are for karma. So Krishna said, the devotees are not bewildered by the flowery words of the Vedas. He said, ultimately, we should surrender to him, and this would be the best thing. Sarvadharma prityaja mamekam sanampada. So we want to surrender everything to Krishna. By doing that, that is the ultimate purpose of the scripture. If you cannot do that, then there are so many other rules, other things you could do. But if you surrender to Krishna, that is the ultimate purpose of all the scriptures. So we get a special mercy then. So there may be some scriptural injunction that says we should do this, we should do that. That's all for the people. If we're not engaging in devotional service, if you engage in devotional service, that is beyond all these temporary instructions.
Guru Maharaj, please explain what exactly is causeless mercy of Lord. What should be the qualification required to receive this causeless mercy? Already it's causeless. Your servant, Kamalakshmi Radha Devidas.
What qualification you need to get causeless mercy? Well, since it's causeless mercy, there's no qualification. As such, causeless mercy needs, you can look, why did I get this mercy? How did I deserve it? And the mercy is so great that what he did to deserve it is so meager that we say it's causeless. Like, say you work 2 hours or so, and this has some value, 200 rupees an hour, 100 rupees, or 50 rupees, or something, depending on what work it is. But Krishna gives you so much just for a little service. As said in the Bhagavad Gita, Slaughtamasya Dhanasya Mahato. Just by a little service, what can we say? The greatest danger. So, this is the causeless mercy of the Lord. We don't deserve it, but still the Lord, He gives out. And Lord Chaitanya is He's Mahavadhanaya. He's a great causeless mercy giver. If you think, well, what do I deserve to get such a mercy? We can't find any reason that we should get so much mercy from him. It's just his daya. It's his mercy.
The next question. Dear Guru Maharaj, ISKCON generates unlimited services. Is it okay to be choosy in service? Second, is it okay to be attached to the service? If we understand some other devotee would like to take over the service and they don't want us there, should we move away or hold over it? Your servant, Shantagopi Devidas.
My Prabhupada, he gave me the order that you develop mindful, you stand mindful. So I thought, I like to stay mindful. I like to do this order. So I felt guilty. Maybe it's too easy. And we should the Guru should give us a tough service. If you give a service you like, maybe that's not good. So I asked the Prabhupada. And he said, well, if you like the service that Guru gives you, then you're very lucky. You're fortunate. But that's not an excuse to not do it. You should have to do it if you like it or don't like it. So, if you have a choice, then it's better to choose what's our nature. Like, for instance, a farmer, he'll like to work in the fields, but he may not like to work in the office. An office worker, he may like to work in the office and not in the fields. And so if he works in the fields, I may get dizzy with the sunstroke or something. And as a farmer that works in the office, he may get stir crazy, seem like. So, according to one's abilities and one's training, it's all right to do a service if you have the choice. So, if you don't feel very qualified for the service, you can ask your Guru. Like I had trouble when 2 weeks after the initiation in 1968, he asked me to be the president of Montreal because the previous president had left. So I thought, well, I'm very young and I'm just initiated, so I'm not qualified. And so I spoke these things. And Prabhupada said, do not be body conscious. You have to carry out the order. So, in that case, I became the 10th president very soon. Now it's very hard to be president in most places. But in some places, like, it's still possible to be a president. But in India, you have to go through a lot of steps. Extension center, preaching center, temple. But in the very beginning, everybody was made president very easy. So anyway, if you get that, if you get some service, you can ask that if the, like, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, apparently he asked something about his service, and he said, I'm so busy in Bombay, I'm very busy, there's so much to do. And Prabhupada said, good, no chance for my. So, you can ask, but if they don't get accepted, if our excuse is not accepted, well, then we should do it. If whether you should move over, that's something else. If the local president, local leaders, they want you to do the service, you should do it.
Right.
And if they have another service to do, you could then, like I was once in Chanda, I was the first president, and I handed over the presidentship to Jagadish Prabhu. And then I wrote to Prabhu that I feel bored here because I was not the president, and I've been president in Montreal, and then first in Toronto. I gave him like this thing that all he wants in, and so on. Started getting him. But then I saw the other services were not very much occupying my energies, my mental abilities. So I asked Prabhu, what should I do? He said, I'm going to send you to India. So, like that. If you ask the local authorities that, what should I do? And they say, stick with service, you stick. If they say, well, okay, train up this other person, you can do some other service, and then we do that. We always try to be a servant of the servant. Haribo.
Right.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.